Guys, Sean Foggy here, welcome back to another video. Let's do a Premier League review of this game week's fixtures. I think Liverpool looked really good against United at Old Trafford. But you've got to remember, this is one of the worst United sides in a very long time. Probably the worst that I've ever seen, because I've been on planet Earth for 15 years. And I've never seen a United team this bad in my lifetime. Because it's not the fact, the amount of goals that they're conceding and the sloppiness of the goals that they're conceding. It's the manner of how bad they are to watch as well. It's like you're watching, like, say, West Brom under Tony Pulis, under Ten Hag. And if he's not sacked by at least Christmas, then United are going to struggle to come in the top 10. But can Liverpool actually challenge for the title? That's a question. Because they've got a very good midfield and they've got a very good attack. I'm still dubious about their defence because even though they haven't conceded yet, teams are still getting quite a lot of chances against them. And it's only because they haven't been able to take them that they haven't conceded. So that's what I've got to say on that. And also, other than like United away, which isn't a great United team, they haven't played anyone. They've had Ipswich away, that was an unexpected 3 points, and Brentford at home without Ivan Toney, that's also an unexpected 3 points. So we'll have to wait and see, because if they can beat like Arsenal at the Emirates, I think that's in like October or something like that, then maybe I could have more of a verdict on them. Because if they lose that, then we know that it's a 2-horse race between Arsenal and City. But if they win that or draw that, then they're a serious contender. Because they lost at the Emirates last season, 3-1 I think it was. And it was 1-1 at Anfield. So we'll have to wait and see what happens when they play each other. I think Arsenal's performance against Brighton was, for the first half, really good. But the second half, I think Brighton were the better side. And that was even before Rice got sent off. So there was more to it than the Rice sending off, why they got 1 point and not 3. Because if you want to win the league title, you need to win those games when you're down to 10 men and you're up against it and get over the line, no matter whether it's a convincing win or it's one where you score a goal in the last minute to win the game. But I didn't see the Chelsea Crystal Palace game, but I heard that Chelsea missed an awful lot of chances, and I seen the Eze goal, great finish. I think Eze, he's either going to go to another London team like Chelsea, Arsenal or something, or he's going to go to City, because there was City rumours a bit at points this summer, but it's sort of never actually progressed into a bid being put in or anything like that. But he is a great player, Eze. I do really rate him. Underrated as well. He'd get in most top sixes, starting 11. And the Tottenham-Newcastle game, I thought Tottenham actually played really well in the second half anyway. They were creating chances, and it looked like at points in the game they were going to be the side that was going to win the game rather than lose it. But I think Newcastle have just got that bit of extra quality in the final third compared to Tottenham, because they've got players that can actually put the ball in the back of the net. And Isak, he's a world-class striker in my opinion, because even though he wasn't really in the game, he still managed to score the goal that made the difference between the two teams. So I think at some point he's going to get a big move to either somewhere on like bigger in the Premier League or like in like one of the top 5 European leagues. I really do rate Isak. And on to our game against West Ham. I think West Ham like gave a go, but I feel like that was what cost them really in the end, because the first goal, Paqueta loses the ball in the middle of the park, and De Bruyne plays it through to Haaland 1-0. Like, when you're playing against City, you can't afford to give the ball away in that area of the pitch because you will get punished. I think they did look dangerous on the counter, but I felt like they went for a bit more of a 2 attacking approach if they were to get anything out of the game. But I do think West Ham will be there or thereabouts with the European places, but they might like fall off towards the end of the season and miss out on Europe, because that happens quite a lot with West Ham, that they tend to tail off towards the end of the season. Brentford got a big win against Southampton. I think Southampton look like dead and buried already. I know it might seem harsh, but it's 3 games in. They've not picked up a single point, and even in like winnable fixtures against like Brentford and Forest, they've still lost them. So I reckon Southampton go straight back down and finish rock bottom because they're just not good enough. Everton are looking a shambles as well. 2-0 up against Bournemouth, and they lose the game 3-2. That Bournemouth's actually a good side. They've got a very good manager, Areola. So I still think, even without the likes of Solanke and stuff like that, Bournemouth will stay up because their squad's better than quite a lot of the teams around that bracket. Wolves are in the mud as well. Even though they got a point against Nottingham Forest away at the City Ground, they're still yet to pick up a win. Palace are still without a win. So there's a lot of teams down the bottom half of the table, like a couple of teams that you would thought would be doing a bit better, are struggling. So the relegation battle this season is going to be very interesting. And I don't think there's like any part of the table where you can say that it's like massively easy to predict. I think it's going to be a really competitive season. I just hope when it comes to like the big matches between the like top 6 sides, that it's like a lot more high scoring than last season, because last season it was only City and Chelsea that was like a good game in the top 6. Obviously there was United and Liverpool in the FA Cup, and I think there was a 2-2 draw, but a lot of the top 6 games last season were like 1-1, 0-0, something like that. We want to see like 2-2 draws. We want to see 4-3s. We want to see games like that, like games that we're entertained by. We don't want to see like games where you see like, say, City and Arsenal, where City are like attacking the whole game and Arsenal's playing for a draw, and then they're celebrating like they won the Champions League. But the thing is, if City don't win the league this year, whoever does, it's going to be unbearable. Because you've got Arsenal fans that would have won the league for the first time in 20 years. And you've got Liverpool fans that... There's a lot of Liverpool fans that message me on Snapchat or like social media or whatever. And I think a lot of them have only been watching football since 2023. Because I got this guy messaging me saying that Haaland's the only player that scores goals for City. But, like, I feel like he watches, like, football from, like, highlight reels and stuff like that. He doesn't, like, actually watch the game properly. And he came out of his day to message me. I never went near him. And then, that's just proper side, that, innit? And I think a lot of, like, Liverpool supporters, like, support them because of like the amount of Champions Leagues that they have. I respect like the Liverpool fans that like supported them when they were like in the dumps, like finishing 8th and stuff like that. But I feel like there's like a lot more like glory hunting Liverpool supporters out there than what a lot of people say, to be honest. Because like, I think there's a lot of fans out there that weren't born when they won the league before the 1920 season, and there was a lot of fans that didn't support Liverpool or weren't even born when they won the Champions League against Tottenham. Or before that, sorry, that's what I meant to say. And like saw like when they were like had like players like Dalglish and stuff like that. But I do rate Salah. I think, unpopular opinion, I think Salah's like, he's had a more like successful career than the guy at Chelsea, Hazard. Because Hazard was always playing in great Chelsea teams. He never really had a bad Chelsea team. Salah was scoring goals for fun in the Liverpool team that had players like Lovren at centre-back, Klavan, Karius in goal. Mimle was also there as a keeper. They had like Deadwood, like Daniel Sturridge, Lallana, stuff like that. And he got 34 league goals. And he scored a lot of goals in the Champions League as well to get them to the final where they lost to Real Madrid. I think it was 3-1. I think there should have been more of a shout for him winning the Ballon d'Or that season, but it never happened because Modric had a good World Cup and he was in a team that won the Champions League for the 3rd time in a row, that ultimately that the FIFA decided that they had to give it to him. But the thing is, it is kind of easy to do well in a team when you've got like Ronaldo, Benzema, Bale, Casemiro, Varane, Sergio Ramos, Dani Carvajal, Marcelo. But I don't know how Salah didn't get in with more of a shout for that 17-18 Ballon d'Or, because that was one of the best individual seasons I've seen from a player in the Premier League, definitely. And there's not many like worldwide players that have done better than that, other than like the likes of like Messi, Ronaldo, stuff like that. And probably like Neymar. That's an underrated season. Like, it doesn't get talked about enough. But anyway, hope you have enjoyed the video. Like, share, subscribe. I'll speak to you all soon.